We have our sales meeting in here Monday morning. Once a month we have a company-wide meeting where we get in here and we talk about culture, our core values, our vision, that type of stuff. So
there he is.
There he is.
The co-owner, Danny. Yes. Good. Awesome. This is where all the action happens, where the big...
You know, we can lock the gate and it's all fenced in. We can park some vehicles back here last year was probably the most challenging year in our business.
Really?
You know, I would say we were almost close to going out of business.
All right, here we are. So, Aaron,
Morning, Johnny.
Well, I'd like to shake your hand.
All right, how are you?
And you're the owner of ArDan Construction.
Yes, sir.
And where are we?
Co-owner.
Co-owner, and we'll get to meet the co-owner today.
Brother Danny's here.
Brother Danny.
Yeah.
And so we're standing outside your building, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you had mentioned to me earlier that this is a building that you recently purchased and you own.
Yeah, so we bought this building in 2020, and our lease was coming up, and this popped up, and it was a remodel. It needed a complete remodel, so it was perfect for us. We're a remodeling company.
Yeah.
We have our sales meeting in here Monday morning. Once a month we have a company-wide meeting where we get in here and we talk about culture, our core values, our vision, that type of stuff. So as you can see on the wall, we have, we still haven't pulled it off the wall. We had a little exercise about what different core values we have. So these are our core values: care, respect, gratitude, clear communication, strategy, and grand finale.
Yeah, and I can imagine it probably took you a little while to define those core values, right?
Yeah, it was, you know, we worked with a coach probably about 10 years ago, and he helped us figure out what we don't want to do. And it helped us, because we were doing a lot, we were taking every type of project in at that point. Yeah. And it just helped us identify, like, what do we actually want to do, what are we excited about, and it helped pull out in us, like, if we're going to be working here as a business, have a team, what's important to us. You know?
Sure. Yeah.
So yeah, we have our mission statement, you know, vision statement. You know, one thing that is really important to Danny and I is that we just want to do an amazing job. You know, if somebody hires us, trusts us to go into their home, we want to give them a world-class level of service. And now that we have a team, it's our responsibility to empower our team to do that. You know, whether I'm there or Danny's there, or if we're not there, we still want to give that same level of service.
Gotcha.
So.
And then roughly how many employees do you have? And then roughly what do you guys do in sales annually?
We have just over 20 team members, and we're doing just over 6 million this year.
And you have been in business for how long, approximately?
17 years, roughly.
And it's been you and Danny from the beginning.
Yeah.
Neat.
Yeah, we've been 50-50 since the beginning, and I would say the first 10 years, you know, we weren't really a business. We were Danny and I in a truck and working on job sites, and at some point we started working with E-Myth coaching and reading books and different stuff like that to learn how to start putting some systems in place and how do we build a business.
And I'm assuming that's probably around that time maybe is when you came out with the core values, your mission statement.
Yeah, that's
started building the company.
Yeah.
That's really neat.
Yeah, and then this is my brother Danny, business partner.
There he is.
There he is.
The co-owner. Danny?
Johnny.
Yes. Good. Awesome. This is where all the action happens, where the big strategic decisions happen in this room and then your room over here. Yeah. Love it. Good.
Yeah. So Danny, you know, Danny and I are, we've been 50-50 partners since the beginning. And I've always been, you know, a little bit better at the production side, you know, getting the projects done, you know, when we first started, and Danny's always been better at the office and the sales and the...
So your roles are a little bit more defined that way. You're more production, Danny's more sales and marketing. Super cool.
Yeah, so then the yard is, this is something that we've really enjoyed is the... Morning, Kenny. How are you? You know, we can lock the gate and it's all fenced in. We can park some vehicles back here and have a dumpster, and we have some scrap metal bins and store extra and old material that we can reuse. So this has been extremely helpful to have that set up.
Yeah.
And then this is our inventory room right here. So Kenny, you know, the guys will come here in the morning or starting a job and grab some material.
Yeah.
And then we have a way to check it out and it gets applied towards the job and that type of stuff. So these are it was a couple years ago already, and we're actually going to redo these here in the next couple months. But these are the dream boards that we came up with as a company.
Cool.
Just for the future, like what are some things that we want to work on and work towards. So these were ideas that came up as a company. So we just have, we want to have 5-star reviews. So that means our customers are happy, and we want to have good tools that we can work with. We'd eventually like to have a plumbing department. That's one of our tougher trades to manage the cost on. And then just having an engaged team, having fun. This is something I personally put together, just making sure no matter what we do, our values are still there. So we want to hire people that work with us that have the same values, and financial freedom. If somebody's working there, I want them to be able to make enough money to survive and thrive.
Sure.
Clear pathways for our team. Eventually, at some point, we want to, we will outgrow this place.
Yeah.
If things go well, and we want to be able to build a building somewhere in the Scottsdale area, where most of our clients are.
How do you go about increasing sales?
Yeah. So we've slowly grown over the years. I mean, like I mentioned earlier too, the first 5, 8, 10 years of our business, we were just a couple guys in the truck, doing jobs, and we started hiring people to help us on the jobs. And now we're a lot more excited about the business part of striving towards building a business that works. So if Danny and I weren't there, the business should still be able to thrive and grow and have opportunities for our team and still deliver an awesome service for our clients, that type of stuff. So that's our goal with growth, is to continue growing, so there's opportunity for us and our team.
Yeah.
And then also one of our main next big steps is we've been working on it for a few years, is how do we build the business where it can survive without us.
Okay.
And not because I want to leave or Danny wants to leave. We love what we're doing.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a lot more stable of a business for our team, and there's going to be a lot more opportunity for our team if our team can step into those roles and run the business.
Sure.
Essentially.
Yeah.
So that's the way I view growth. I'm excited about it, and there's one thing that I will not grow for is if we don't stay aligned with our vision. So both Danny and I are pretty excited about. We want to deliver a world-class level of service.
You're not willing to sacrifice that for growth.
Yeah, if we start, cutting corners and taking projects that we're not excited about, or that we wouldn't want to put our team into.
Yeah.
Or we're sacrificing our values, and giving our customers a crappy service because we grew too fast or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be part of that. I want it to be fun, and I want it to be exciting.
And how do you see yourself increasing sales to getting to where you guys want to be eventually?
Yeah, so a couple things we're working on right now. We hired a new marketing director. His name's Taylor, and one thing that he's doing regularly, and it's also something we've done, somewhat inconsistently, but we've always done it, is business development, where we'll stop by communities and just keep checking in. Is there any way we can help, and just letting them know who we are? So he's doing a lot of that, and that's, we have a couple different communities, like retirement communities, where we every week our truck is there. We're working there. So we want to attract more communities like that, so if you looked back like 10 years ago, our average job was like $3,000.
Okay.
And now I think it's right around 70.
Wow.
So
massive growth.
Yeah, and it's we also realized we're in a hamster wheel too. We're doing all these little projects, and we're doing. I think that year we did like 350 something projects that were average job size of $3,000, and we just ran our fuel heads were cut off too.
I can only imagine. Yeah.
In comparison to, we could do the same revenue with projects that are a mix from 100 to 700,000. We can do a lot more, give a better service with less energy.
Totally
is the goal.
Well, that's fantastic. I mean, that's real results right there.
Yeah. It's been, and that's where we had, at some point, we put a stake in the ground.
Sure.
We were taking every project that came our way.
Yeah.
And we were doing commercial, we were doing apartment remodels. We were doing investor flips. We do residential. You know, we just took any project that came our way. And at some point, we put a stake in the ground. And we just said we want to work in the luxury residential market. And that was like, Danny and I like jumped out of the truck that day and like high-fived each other. And, it was super relieving because we didn't realize we could say no to all that stuff.
Right.
I really enjoy about having a business too is just the fun side of it. There's a lot of fun. Like we'll do like, barbecues, or we have these different quirks about us. You know, that's part of our culture. So one thing that in that class, I'm not going to sing it right now, but I sang our team a song, you know, just because it's just this little goofy song. I was singing it to our kids. It's called the Animal Fair. Yeah. And I can do that. Like I'm not restrained. I'm not restrained to a certain box that I have to act a certain.
Was your dream always to start a business?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, going back to when we were kids, Danny and I were actually just chatting about this the other day. Why did we start ArDan? Yeah. And the way we see it is because it was in our blood. Like growing up, my dad has always been in business, and my mom and dad gave us the opportunity to do a lot of different unique things. Like my dad sold us loads of logs, and we bought it from him. Like we paid him money, and we cut it up, sold it, and we had a firewood business when we were 13 to 17 years old. You know, there was one summer we split 100 cords of firewood and sold it all. So then also another unique opportunity we had as a kid too is we were able to. My dad had a shop on the property to work on his log trucks. So I bought an old F-150, like 1978, and completely restored it because I watched my dad do it, my brothers do it, and other people, in the community do it. So it's just both Danny and I like have it in our blood, like an entrepreneurial spirit. Like my dad put that into us, and he also just kind of showed us that you can do whatever you put your mind to. So we knew we were going to start a business. Like I didn't ever think I wasn't going to. Sure. So I didn't know what it was going to be, and I didn't even know when it was going to be. But one day at lunch, Danny and I worked together at a remodeling company, and I was like, "Hey, should we start a business?" And he's like, "Sure." And we gave our notice the next day, 2-week notice, and set up a bank account, and we started a business 2 weeks later. Wow. So I always just, I remember people talking about going to college and how important it was and all those different things, and I was it could have been a negative attitude, but I was just like, that's not for me. Yeah. I knew that I didn't feel like that wasn't the path I wanted to go down. Looking back, I don't think college would have been a bad thing. Like I would have learned a lot by getting a 4-year degree in something, but I just knew I was going to start a business, and I've had to get a college degree since then. Like we've taken E-Myth coaching. I've read a ton of books. I listened to a ton of podcasts. We're in a coaching program right now. Like it's nonstop learning. Otherwise, we're gonna. It's for a landscaping contractor, Fairco, and it's a unique commercial project where the customer sees the value in what we do, and they just don't want anything to do with this project. They're busy with their business, and they know we can handle it. They know we'll do a good job, and they trust us, even though it might cost them. They're capable of doing this project themselves. They have excavators and teams and whatever, but they just know that we can handle it. They don't have to worry about it. Their shop gets built out. This is a satellite location for them, and they just can show up in November and it'll be done. So it's kind of a cool project. Yeah. They want to make it look like a Black Rifle coffee. Oh, neat. Yeah. So we raised this one up so we can do a glass garage door, kind of like those Black Rifle coffee places. Yeah. We added all this, black insulation, for the look. Keep it all exposed. We redid all the ductwork. All of the walls were that metal framing for a shop, so we reframed it and then insulated it with foam.
And what is this facility going to be then?
So it's their flex space. They're gonna have barbecues here, and they have like ping pong tables and stuff here. So they have
recreational style space. Cool.
Yeah, so they're a pretty large landscaping contractor, and they have a bunch of locations. So this is like a satellite location out here in the west side because they're doing a bunch of work out here. Cool. So yeah, this would be like a flex space. They'll have barbecues, hang out, play games. doing like a barnwood feature wall here with some shelves. And they'll have a kitchen space here. So there'll be cabinets, sink, upper cabinets, fridge, that type of stuff.